You guys ever want to eat coyote? We're gonna make some coyote meat today on the Smoke Pro, and we're gonna try it out and see what happens. Actually, I'm just kidding. We're gonna cook whitetail front shoulder. See that? That's a big old slab of meat. Eric shot this about a week ago. Quartered it, skinned it, rinsed it off, and put it in a bag. Got the sinew, we still have some fat on there. Got the bone in there, you can see that. The knee joint is about right here, or I guess the elbow, if it's the front shoulder. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean that up. We're gonna let it dry out, slap some seasonings on it, and you're gonna leave all the rest of it on. You don't need to turn it into burger or anything. And you're gonna slow cook this thing, and it's gonna fall apart, dripping off the bone. All because of this little beauty right here. Camp Chef Smoke Pro DLX. This thing is the Mac Daddy. So we're gonna get this going, and hopefully we don't screw this up. We're gonna clean this off. We're gonna pull all this fat, all this sinew, all this silver skin, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna leave the bone in, we're gonna leave the tendons in, and we are gonna let this dry out. So it'll do it as we clean it off. But we're gonna load this thing up with all these delicious spices. And once we load these spices on, we're gonna slap it on a smoker, about 225, 250, for about 2 to 3 hours. And that's gonna really start to cook this, get a good glaze on the outside of it, and then we're gonna bring it back inside, put it in this pan, chop all our veggies up. So onions, garlic, 3 bell peppers, can of Coke, and our chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Okay, we've got it cleaned up. You don't need to get all of this sinew or tendon off. It doesn't have to be perfect like you find in the grocery store. So it is pretty much dried out now. It's starting to get a little sticky. And with that, we're gonna go slap it on the smoker. Got it all seasoned up. Stuck it in every little nook and cranny. The meat was just perfect to take on a season. It's kind of sticky, tacky. That way it's not falling everywhere. And this is ready to go on the smoker. A lot of you guys don't know which blends of wood to use, I guess. This is the Camp Chef competition blend. Anything's, honestly, unless you have an extreme palate that can sense all that sort of stuff. It's not really a big deal. I know there'll be some of you guys that say it will. We are just starting to get some smoke. I want a little bit more, a little bit hotter, and we're gonna crank this up to 225 and smoke it for about 3 hours. Here she goes. Got her smoking good. We're gonna crank this up to 225 right there. I really love these Camp Chefs because look how much room you got back here. I mean, you can fit 4 of these shoulders on here. I mean, you could have a whole whitetail party with just this smoker. I mean, it's not even the biggest one they make either, so good on Camp Chef for that. So we're gonna set that in there. All right, guys, it's been about 2.5, 3 hours. And let's see what's going on in there. Don't be alarmed. It's gonna look really, really tough like a piece of jerky. That's okay, because we just wanted to get this good hard crust on this, get a bunch of smoke flavor up in there, and then we are gonna go add this. We're gonna add the chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. And then you're gonna drop that in there, and then we're gonna pour Coke. I drank a little bit, so. But about a can, or you can use a bottle, whichever you prefer. A lot of people will actually use beer. If you're worried about alcohol, you can cook with it. Alcohol evaporates at like 170 degrees, so we're cooking at 300, so you don't have to worry about alcohol being in there if you're feeding it to kids or anything. For this case, we're just gonna use Coke. It's gonna help tenderize the meat a little bit, and it's also gonna add a nice sweet flavor. We got the chili on there, we got the roast in there. It's starting to look like Thanksgiving or King's Feast. And then, look at that. Doesn't it just look like I'm ruining something? I feel naughty for doing this. I feel naughty, I feel real naughty. Put all that stuff in there, and we're gonna wrap it up with some good old Reynolds wrap, and cook it at 300 for about 3 hours, or until this thing just falls right off the bone. This is why I love this Camp Chef. I mean, look how big this pan is. I mean, it's a pretty large pan, and look at that. We got so much more room. Like, I can throw some extra various selected meats on there if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. So, we got this puppy set to 300. We're gonna close it up, set the timer for about 3 hours, come out and check it. Let's go out and check this thing. Follow me. We're gonna peel this off piece by piece. Look at that. Look at that red, delicious juju sauce. Whatever that is. Look at that. Those onions are just perfect. Oh, you guys see that? Probably could have gone on a little bit longer, but that's pulling
That's
off.
pretty good. Yeah.
That is shreddable. We are gonna shred this puppy. Definitely could use probably another 45 minutes, but we're starving. This is gonna be good. Look at this, you guys. This is money. Just pulling right off. No effort whatsoever. Okay, there's a little effort, but this tastes so good, you guys. You would not believe. Look at that, you guys. You see the smoke? That's what a smoker does. So you see that red meat versus the brown meat? That right there is just packed full of delicious smoky flavor. And it melts in your mouth. Oh, that is like sweet gravy. See that shoulder plate there? That's pretty clean if you ask me. All that juicy goodness down in there. Now we got ourselves a big old stack of corn tortillas. And we're gonna show you a little trick. You can just grab that wrap that you used, set your tortillas in here, kind of like so. Okay, smoker is still piping hot. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wrap these edges all around these tortillas. Everybody hates a corn tortilla that falls apart when you bend it in half. And so this is gonna prevent that. So open this smoker up. Slap those in there. Leave it about a minute, 2 minutes, and you will have the softest, fluffiest little tortillas. Pull them off the smoker. We are gonna slap this on there. Always do your sour cream first, that way you don't get goopies in your container. Your wife will get mad at you. I know from experience. Ooh, what do we want? What looks really good? I want real saucy. Let's get it saucy in there. Oh my goodness. That is... These are just sweet bell peppers. You don't have to go gung-ho and put spicy stuff in there, because I'll tell you what. These chipotle peppers, this thing right here, that thing melts your face off. You could honestly half that if you don't want spicy ones. But the Coke in here has made this so sweet right at the start, and then that chipotle comes back, and it just gives you a nice good kick. So there it is. We're gonna eat it right now. We will post the recipe in the description, but this is awesome.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yep, click down there and
More
subscribe.
videos, recipes to come.
Okay, see you later.